Today seemed simple, just install a couple of solar panels on the camper roof, but before we even made it home we stuck at the bridge, the camper almost refused to start, and we unexpectedly found ourselves at a centuries-old synagogue.
I speak very good English. Gezicht van jou.
I didn't marry this man. I didn't marry him.
You don't know me.
I don't know him. No.
We took the almost warmest day of the year. Well, we don't know exactly what it's going to be the rest of the year, but they say in the coming days it's going to get very warm. And already today it's quite warm. We picked today to get all the stuff for the installing of the solar panels. And we already looked on top of the camper, the motorhome, to see if it will fit. And we're not exactly sure, but we think both will fit. You ordered kit a few days ago.
Kit?
What was it called? Like
Sealant.
Sealant. Oh, the sealant.
Yeah, we call it here kit, but in English it's sealant.
Yeah, kit is from the Knight Rider, from Michael Knight. So.
That's from your time.
Yeah, but Dutch people are very smart. That's why we say kit and you don't in the rest of the world. So we're all fans of Michael Knight and the Knight Rider and kit. But now we're going to this German firm where they have a little bit cheaper version of the
Firm hardware store.
Huh?
Hardware
store. So we're going to this German hardware store called the Hornbach. Jetzt wir fahren nach der Hornbach. Sorry, that had to go in between. And there we're going to buy some polycarbonate. How they call it?
Is it called polycarbonate?
Yeah, it's at least in Dutch it's polycarbonate. So
yeah,
I think,
but in English?
I don't know. Okay, we'll put that in the translator. And then going to buy these panels. They are made of plastic, and we're going to put them in between the roof and the solar panels, because the solar panels they're flexible.
It's flexible solar panels.
Flexible, but they're very dark, and in the sun they easily heat up. So it's better for the solar panels and also for a roof if there's something in between.
Crossing the IJssel River over this magnificent bridge.
Oeh, oranje!
Oh, you drove through orange.
Rijd dus rustig door oranje en geef extra gas bij rood. Er is leven. Oh, we moeten hier... nee, ik moet hier nog tussen. Dat vergeet ik even. To orange again, yeah!
Oh.
You have a naughty husband. Now we have to see where we can park.
Well, you don't have shadow, that's for sure.
No, no, there are only very small trees. Let's move this way.
Yeah, the trees still need to grow to make some shade.
Yeah.
Here's really small.
Let's put it here.
Small piece of shit. That's not much.
Oh, there we have the struggle with the rear. Just left.
You're really close. I see. Misschien echt maar een heel klein stukje. A little bit.
Zoiets maar?
Ja.
Staan we toch niet helemaal recht, maar dat maakt niet uit. We hebben een beetje ruimte over.
It's not straight, but that's okay. The windows a little bit.
A little bit.
We found it. Well, the right section. But what polycarbonate panel or panels do we need? Always ask AI with the right details which we should choose.
Yeah. Now we have to see if we can.
At least they are flat, so I think.
I think they will fit.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think so too. In the length they just fit.
Yeah, it fits. Yay!
But we have to fit the second one
Yeah.
also, so maybe I should pull this one backward and try them both at one time.
At least we know now a method of how we could possibly demolish the inside of our cozy camper. Just kidding.
Hey, it's full house.
Yeah. So, and now to the McDonald's. No, joking.
What?
Joking. To get a what's it?
Well, actually, I'm craving for something like ice cream.
There's also a synagogue on the other side, a little bit to the left. It's a white building, very big white building.
Oh, there.
I can stop the engine now because it will take a while before we can pedal again. There's a whole line of cars behind us already now that want to cross this bridge.
Oh. Oh, wow.
I thought for a moment that it didn't work at all, but oh, now we're sheltering.
That's, I think, a risk of having an old timer. But it's driving.
It's driving. Hij herkende me wel.
He recognized.
He recognized
you,
me,
yes.
yeah. Well, I'm easily recognized by my beard. There are only a few with such kind of beards in the company.
And your camper.
Yeah. So now we have to see if we fit somewhere in between. Look,
in
what
the
I'm going to
shadow.
do. Yeah, what I'm going to do is. Look.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
now I don't have to. Whoop. So perfectly.
Okay. The most riskful with an old timer is the engine.
Yeah.
If you stop in the middle of the road, well, we saw what
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
That's a risk with old timers, but the good thing is we have a Mitsubishi L300. It's very small, and it's possible to fit it very easily on parking spots.
Yes. And in
we
the
are in the
shade.
shade.
The old synagogue in Kampen, once a place where Jewish life flourished in this historic Dutch city. Today it is part of the Kampen City Museum and is used for exhibitions.
Maar achter als we binnen zijn.
As unusual as it feels, I have to admit that the colorful exhibition by Christy van der Haag beautifully complements the atmosphere of the old synagogue.
Het is wel heel kleurrijk zo, hè?
Ja.
En inderdaad, de Magenta Viti, ja.
Oh, dat is Christy van der Haag.
We head upstairs, where the woman once followed the services separately.
Deze tafila.
Several wooden ornaments from the Aron HaKodesh, the Holy Ark, where the Torah scrolls were kept, haven't been preserved, as well as part of the bima, the raised platform from which the Torah was read during the service.
Bima.
The Megillah, the Scroll of Esther, the book that is still read every year on Purim. It tells the remarkable story of how the evil Haman tried to destroy the Jewish people. It is amazing that the scroll has survived the centuries and that in the end it was not Haman but another man whose name also began with the H who was defeated, while the Jewish people are still here today. In 1847 the synagogue was built. During the second half of 1942, most of Kampen's Jewish community was deported. Only a few managed to survive in hiding. The synagogue was taken over by the Dutch NSB and used as a storage building. Much of its interior was destroyed, but the building itself survived. After the war, Jewish life never returned to Kampen. David quietly listens as we hear the stories of those difficult years.
Vaak als Heintje voor hun huis een straat sloopte, kwamen de leerlingen van de christelijke lagere school met op langs en hieven anti-Joodse spotlichtjes aan. Wordt geen anti-Joodse vlag. De Heer Jezus was zelf immers Jood. Daarna hielden de plagerijtjes op. Als dan heeft Koos Vos zijn gemaakte borstel aan meester Tweede. Deze borstel is in de verbinding
On display are the knife of the shochet, the Jewish ritual slaughterer, and the mezuzah, containing a parchment that begins with the words Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. Even today, these words remind Jewish people to live accordingly to the Torah. Then there is the well-known yellow star. Years ago, when I visited the Anne Frank house in Amsterdam as a child on a school trip, I saw one there too. The star, the belongings, the hidden rooms where Anne Frank lived. It left a lasting impression on me. Every time I visit places like this, where history is still tangible through the objects and the stories, something deep inside me is touched. It is remarkable that so many years later, two non-Jewish people can sincerely say, "Let us go with you, for we have heard that God is with you." Then we see the parochet, the curtain that once hung before the Aron HaKodesh.
Hebben ze gewoon een magazijn van gemaakt.
Een magazijn.
Ja, de zijkanten. Hè, kijk maar, dit zijn niet oorspronkelijke ramen. Ik hebben ze allemaal deuren in gemaakt. Het is allemaal een magazijn.
Dit stuk hebben die stenen tafelen ingezeten.
Ja.
What a strange transition. From the sorrow of the Holocaust, something that must never happen again, to enjoying an ice cream. It reminds me of the well-known Jewish joke, "They try to kill us, we survive, let's eat." Except in our case, let's eat ice cream. Do you know during which Jewish holiday people often eat ice cream? Shavuot. And what do they celebrate on Shavuot?
Now we're having both some ice cream.
Yay.
Yeah.
The giving of the Torah at Mount Sinai. If that isn't a beautiful symbol of life, I don't know what is. The more I think about it, the more it quietly brings a tear to my eye.
Ja, vind ik ook.
Zo, de oude man is nog opgestaan.
De oude man kan er net overeind komen.
Ja.
Wat een conditie.
En daar staat ons kerkje.
Ja, in de schaduw nog steeds, in Kampen. Vlak bij de shul. Oh, wat doet dat? Nou.
Back to the solar panels. First, I clean the roof. Since climbing onto the roof always comes with a little bit of risk, I use a mop, some water and a little soap to clean it safely. After that, I rinse everything with clean water, dry it with a towel and let the wind do the rest until the roof is completely dry. The solar panel and the polycarbonate sheet are in place. I press everything down firmly with the mop, allowing the adhesive to spread evenly underneath. Time to measure the wiring. Simcha watches everything from a distance, happily relaxing in the cool grass. seal the cable entry with butyl sealant. Press it down firmly and, most importantly, I leave the excess butyl in place. Next, it's time to attach the MC4 connectors to the solar panel cables. Everything is tightened properly before connecting the system together.
Meet helemaal niks.
David checks the voltage, something isn't right. He takes another look at the paperwork and it turns out one of the connector pins hadn't clicked into the place properly.
Oh, ja, ik dacht het niet zou vasthouden.
Thankfully it was a quick and easy fix.
26,2 van buiten hier naar binnen komen. We hebben wel de zwartjes, de plus, de rode is de min. Eigenlijk wordt het andersom. De kleur van de kabel doet er niet toe. Komt hier weer goed uit. En er zit een verloopkabel die Doet heeft meegeleverd. En daarmee kunnen we hem aansluiten. En het zit linksboven het apparaat.
Success! The solar panel is working, which means we can now hide all the wiring neatly inside the cabinet, behind the curtain and underneath the bench.